Do you feel like you are trying everything you can to grow on Instagram? You're watching all the right YouTube experts and gurus, you're following all the right people on Instagram who are telling you how to grow. Maybe you've even purchased a training, but for some reason, no one will follow you. In today's video, we're going to talk about exactly why you're not growing on Instagram. Stay tuned. Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. If you are new to our channel, we are High Season, a social media agency that helps business owners, entrepreneurs, and marketers step their social media game up and break the algorithm. Today we are answering one of the most consistent questions we get daily in our YouTube lives, just all the time, on Instagram, everywhere. People want to know why they are not growing, why they are not getting followed when they feel like they are doing everything possible to get that follow. So today we're actually going to break down, based on our observations, what we've seen in our consultations and with clients in the past, as to why they are not growing and as to why you might not be growing on Instagram, including what I think is really, and I think what we both decided, is probably the main reason, which we're going to leave at the end of the video for you, so be sure you watch all the way to the end. All right, without further ado, let's get started.
So the first reason you may not be growing on Instagram is that you are using massive hashtags. We see this a lot. We actually talk about this quite often throughout our content, and we actually did a full video with our ultimate hashtag strategy right here. So if you want to know more detail about this, definitely check that out. But when we say massive hashtags, we're talking over 1 million users, and that's all the classic stuff. Hashtag love. Anything that's large and obvious, they're the massive ones. So we broke it down in that video, the actual split. So you have niche hashtags, medium, and large. We would suggest using no more than 5 large hashtags in the maximum of the 30 that you're allowed. We would say you use 10 medium and 15 niche.
And I want to say, actually, too, it makes sense why people are assuming. So if you were like, of course I'd use the big hashtag, because if I use the big hashtag, more people are seeing it and there's more opportunities. But it's actually decreasing your opportunity because you'll be so far deranked in comparison to a larger account who uses it.
Exactly. That's a great point. So obviously using the niche hashtags is the optimal way to go. You know, we've got 15 out of the 30 that we recommend. But yeah, just try and cut down on those massively large hashtags, particularly the ones like, if you are using like, you know, whatever, love, best friend,
don't
stuff
use
like
that.
Just don't even bother, because
it's too massive.
It's a waste of time.
Yeah.
So if
we
you are
really break it down in that video of like how to find the hashtag that's for you. And it should specifically be for your person in mind.
Yes.
And your ideal customer is not just hashtagging love. No. But that's not what they're searching for.
I don't think
you gotta narrow down more, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this is by far one of the largest mistakes we see. Another question that people always ask is, how many hashtags should I use? Do I need to use the full 30? And I feel like it always surprises me when I see it. I feel like we've said that more than pretty much any tip out of the 100 or so videos we've done here. Yes, use all the hashtags.
Yeah.
Use all 30 every single time, no questions. There's absolutely no reason not to max out the amount of hashtags that Instagram allows you to use, and just make sure you keep those ratios of small, medium, and niche to make sure you're going to maximize your benefit from maximizing the hashtags.
And anyone who tells you not to use 30, I want them to point out to you exactly where Mark Zuckerberg or Adam Mosseri or any of these people have specifically said not to use. Use like 20 or 25 or something. It's so 27. It's just so random.
I think I've seen 23
if they've
before,
given you, if they've given you 30, they want you to use 30. When they give you things, they want you to maximize and use it.
Yeah.
Another reason why you may not be growing on Instagram is because you are not optimizing your posts for discovery. The entire reason that we're on the platform is to be discovered by new people, engage with new people, but also be discovered by new ones so that we can grow our brand. So you need to optimize your posts so that people can find you. Now, we are big on making sure that your posts are completely optimized. We have covered it in our video that we will leave right there. But to give you the long and short of it all, is it the short and long of it all?
No, long.
What's the phrase?
Long and short,
Give you the long and short of it all. The main 3 things that you want to look at when you're optimizing your post is by following our 3-tag approach. The 3-tag approach includes hashtags. So what we talked about before, making sure that your hashtags are properly optimized and best to help you reach the right people. Second thing is location tags, because people can find you through the location tags. People search there specifically when it comes to like restaurants. If they're traveling, that's a huge reason why they're looking for you, but also just helps you rank and get on that page so that you're opening up more opportunities for discovery. And the third one you always want to try to consider as well is relevant brand tags. So not only tagging an actual person that's in an image or an actual actual account that you know, but actually relevant accounts as well, so that Instagram can begin to understand what category you fit in and can continue to serve your category of content to the right people.
Yes.
So those 3 tags, always try to include them on every single post that you have where possible. Hashtags, location tags, and brand tags. Oh, and the bonus, alt tags.
Alts. Ooh. Another reason you might not be growing on Instagram is that your bio isn't clear. This is one thing I think a lot of people still kind of ignore. I've seen a lot of empty bios, vague bios.
Yeah, the vague bio doesn't work if you're trying to like grow a brand and get
Not at
people
all.
to trust you and want to like buy from you.
Work or follow you at the very least, what we're trying to do here, right? But there needs to be at least a one-liner that tells people what your business is about, whatever that may be. Make it really, really obvious. Sometimes a great way to present it is by using a bunch of emojis. That's what we do. That's kind of our little trademark.
We do a mix
thing.
of the two.
Yeah, sometimes a little one-liner and then emojis underneath, which is Tiff's wonderful visual aesthetic. And I use it for mine. I use it for all of our personal
all of our
accounts.
clients basically
clients
just look like that now.
Part of people not following you and the reason why you're not growing on Instagram is maybe there's too much friction. In the bio section alone, that's the first thing they're going to look at when they come to your page. So please make sure that is on point. Watch that video and don't mess around.
Another reason why you may not be growing on Instagram is because you are not asking for that follow. Now, I'm not talking about, hey guys, please follow me. I beg of you. I'm really trying to grow here. You don't want to be thirsty with it. But there are ways to actually be classy and get that follow. You know, people are not going to know what to do unless you ask them. So sometimes they need that little encouragement for the next step. And we talk about how important call to actions are. And this is a call to action that is directly related to what you want. You will notice if you follow us on Instagram that at the end of our carousels, we always have a call to action to either subscribe to us on YouTube, because that's important for us as we have a platform here, or follow us on High Season. A lot of people actually do that. If you notice at the end, it's so that you don't just end abruptly. There's always a next step. So you can find a way to actually ask for that follow in a classy way, either in your caption or in your actual content. And people will be more inclined to do this because you've just given them a reason where they're like, oh my gosh, these tips were so great, or this one thing was so fantastic. How do I get more of this? And you're like, you need more? Follow us.
Yeah.
Easy like that. It's a beautiful follow through, and we see a lot of follows come in through that way. So
many.
If you want to follow, ask for it.
Yes. Another reason you may not be growing on Instagram is that you are not leveraging new features. Now, Instagram has rolled out a number of new features over the years, from Stories, IGTV, and most recently, Reels. Now, we have talked about it at length in this video right here, which will explain exactly, why you should use it and how to use it. So we've noticed that the Reels have had a pretty decent uptake as far as people getting on it, but this is the time right now. When Instagram introduces a new feature, they seem to put so much attention from the algorithm onto this. We've had a lot of people say that there's been a big engagement and reach drop recently, particularly from the larger accounts, and we believe that is because Reels has taken a lot of that away from the regular feed. As we've talked about, the Explore page now is a ton of Reels. They've got Reels pages at the bottom, like a little tab on the new version of Instagram, and they're really focusing on it. So if you're not taking advantage of that, you're really, really missing out. We've said it before. I think we've experienced, it fluctuates, but probably a 20-30x growth in video views compared to just one that you post on the feed and then one you put in Reels. And they recently expanded it, as we talked about, I think in one of our lives, to 30 seconds, up from 15 seconds, which is great. So if you've got a video that you were just going to post anyway on the feed and it's less than 30 seconds, put it on Reels. There's no reason why not to. Take advantage of these new features. They want you to use it. They're prioritizing those posts, and that's going to help you get more attention, more reach, therefore more engagement, and you guessed it, more followers.
Exactly. And also I want to say, if the reason you're not posting on Reels is because you just don't have any content ideas, we have a video, we probably ran out of cards, but it'll be in the description below. That's going to be on 8 or 10 content ideas that we're giving you so you can start using Reels, because you do not want to miss out on this opportunity. Another reason why you're not growing on Instagram is because you are not checking your analytics. The analytics are so key. That is the data and information that informs whether or not what you're doing actually makes sense or has any value at all. So you need to be checking your insights, whether that be directly in the app or with another tool. But please check your insights so that you know how to move forward. Now, when we're thinking about followers, Instagram will actually tell us which posts have gotten us the most followers. So go into your insights, go under the content tab, and check out by follows how many people people have followed you based on your posts. If you notice a theme that comes up where every time you post a specific type of content, you are getting 10, 15, 20 followers. Maybe even right now it's just 3. It's just like every time you post that thing, it's 2 or 3, better than 0. Those insights are telling you something. So listen to them and double down on that. For example, we found that when we have carousel posts, we get a ton of followers every time we post a carousel, for example, or a graphic that has specific tips in it. So what do? We bombarded our feed, which used to be mainly images, into carousels and graphic posts. We're giving the people what they want, and with that, we're seeing the growth increase. Definitely check your insights and double down on whatever's bringing you the most followers, because those people are telling you what they want to see, and those behaviors will be repeated.
Another reason you may not be growing on Instagram is that you're not engaging with your community. You need to be taking time out every single day to proactively go and source and find potential followers. But we actually went through and did a full video of our daily engagement routine, which we're going to pop down there below. We did that recently, and that one actually picked up a bit of steam. I think people wanted to
because
actually
it works.
see it.
And
it
because
really
it works,
Yeah, it's fantastic. So basically, we say this all the time. I feel like we use this specific thing about engagement. We've said it at length because it works, and it really does. Is it immediate? Well, yes. Is it hugely? Are you going to get 10,000 followers in a day? No. We've had a lot of comments that people keep saying, well, how many am I going to get this week? I'm like, mate, I don't know. But do it. You got to do it right. If you're expecting this ridiculous growth, then you're being unrealistic about how Instagram works, unless you've got some sort of crazy viral account. It's a slow path, slow and steady. It's not what everybody wants. Everyone wants everything right now. But you've got to work at it day to day and chip away and build an authentic community that lasts, that's going to purchase from you if that's what you're trying to do. Most people watching these videos are businesses who want to convert followers to customers. So this is one way to create an engaged, authentic, organic community that cares about your brand. The number of followers doesn't matter. People are still so caught up on that. But you do want to grow, and you want to grow the right followers. So this is why it's important. Go watch that video to find out exactly how to do it, and it's something that you can, half an hour a day.
Yeah.
We all have time to do that.
Don't post and ghost, okay? Worst thing you can do.
Boss.
And the final reason
Here we are.
why you are not growing on Instagram, if you're doing all the things right that you think you're doing right, and you're bringing people over to your profile, the reason why they might not be following is because your content isn't good.
Yes.
And sometimes that's hard to hear, but if everything's in the right place and everything's coming over, you're optimizing your posts, you're doing everything, and you're bringing profile visitors over, and they're not converting into followers, it's because when they're looking at your feed, it's not inspiring them. Or when you show up in their feed, they don't want to double tap. This would be your content.
Yes.
Your content is the whole reason why people are going to follow and be interested in your offering. And if you're not offering them something that's great, why are they going to follow?
Exactly. This is a comment we get almost daily on YouTube and Instagram, probably more on YouTube. People keep saying, I've done everything and it doesn't work. I'm like, I know from when they say that they've tried everything, that when I check their account, I know what I'm going to find. And it's the same every single time. And look, it's not even about hurting anyone's feelings. I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, so I'm very delicate the way I say it. But we can't be too precious about our content. It's something that's going to always be changing, and if it's not working, then change it so that it works. Or you can be precious about this specific content that you happen to love and maybe take too much pride in that's not converting. So you kind of can either love this content that no one cares about, or you can adjust until people like it. So I would imagine most people are going to be in the latter right there. They're going to be happy to change it because you're putting stuff out there, and it's not like you have to change the information. We realize, like Tiff said earlier, that people like carousels.
Yeah.
Carousels are just 10 little slides where we just put summaries of a blog post or a video. But it's helpful and it's valuable and people like it. They're engaging. So we did a few of them, and then people liked them. So
we looked
keep
at the
doing
stats
them.
and we're like, that's what keeps giving us followers.
Right,
so,
but I'm not offended. Oh no, they're not liking pictures of when it's us. We post ourselves. Like, I don't care. Like, are you getting value? That's what we want to see.
Yeah.
So you can't be precious about it. You really have to step back and kind of put that pride aside if that's what's stopping you, and just look at your content objectively and think, if I was a random person who had a bunch of pictures liked by this account, I want to see who it was, and I come over, would I follow? And you got to be honest with yourself. And if the answer isn't a resounding yes, then tweak it, change something, and do it bit by bit. It's kind of like the elimination diet. Like, change one thing. Okay, cool. I'm going to take these posts out. No one likes my motivation quotes. Cool. Let's get rid of them. I'm going to put something else instead.
Yeah.
Or they don't like your templates or your font or your color scheme.
Or your flat lays, maybe. The flat lays don't get them, but maybe if you do a product shot that's full on with lots of bokeh, then they're loving that.
Exactly. Maybe people want to see more faces. So there's so many different things. So we would just really encourage you to take a good hard look at your content, not be scared to change it or to admit if you're not getting it exactly right, and then change it up and figure it out.
Check your insights too.
Check
Your
your
insights will
insights.
tell you. It always goes back to that. All right, guys, that is it. That is why you are not growing on Instagram. Thank you so much for coming back to watch another video. If you like this video and the information we gave you today, give us a thumbs up, hit subscribe below, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any other videos from us. You can follow us everywhere on social media at High Season Co. and check out our blog posts on highseasonco.com for resources. We will see you in the next video, guys.
Peace.
Peace.